Welcome to Dark Truths. Religion Uncovered, a thought-provoking exploration of the complexities and contradictions within faith and love. Here we lay bare the intricate tapestry of ancient commands, juxtaposed against contemporary feelings. We challenge the very foundations of belief, asking a critical question. When did love quietly stop embracing those who became inconvenient to love? Tonight, we delve into a profound shift that has altered the moral compass of religion. The reimagining of love from a costly, sacrificial action into a simple and agreeable sentiment. In the rich history of theological thought, love was never a concept shrouded in abstraction. It was commanded, embodied in action, and often disruptive. The scriptures emphatically instructed us to love the stranger, not because it aligns with our instincts, but precisely because it challenges them. In ancient texts, love transcended tribal affiliations and shattered rigid social hierarchies. It came at a price, one of safety, reputation, and personal resources. Consider the parable of the Good Samaritan. He didn't just feel affection for the wounded man he found. He acted, risking his own well-being to offer help. The directive given to Israel to care for the foreigner stemmed from a collective memory, because they, too, had once been outsiders. In this context, love was never simply a preference. It was a matter of obedience to a higher calling. In contrast, modern belief systems have often reframed love into something more palatable and less demanding, an affirmation rather than an obligation. To love, in contemporary terms, frequently means feeling warmly towards others, tolerating them, and striving to avoid conflict. This has led to the establishment of boundaries that prioritize individual comfort over collective responsibility. Phrases like, "I'll love from a distance," or "I'm praying for you," might sound compassionate, but an ancient theological perspective would question the true cost of such expressions. Scriptures consistently suggest that love is fundamentally about sacrifice. True love feeds enemies, forgives those who betray us, and gives generously, without expecting anything in return. Yet, this depth of commitment often feels threatening to the comfort-centric approach of modern belief. To genuinely love one's neighbor requires proximity, which inevitably means encountering inconvenience and risk. So many choose to narrow the definition of neighbor, limiting their acts of love to those who are similar, safe, and deserving. Ancient theology, however, relentlessly dismantles these self-imposed boundaries. Jesus redefines neighborly love to include those we would least choose to embrace, challenging us to measure our love not by whom we readily welcome, but by those we instinctively try to avoid. In today's world, selective love emerges because it eases our fears, preserving our identities and security. Yet selective love is a far cry from biblical love. It is merely preference cloaked in virtuous language. Ancient believers understood that demonstrating true love often cost them inner peace and comfort. This aligns with Jesus' warnings. Love has the potential to divide families, invite persecution, and expose hypocrisy. Still, modern beliefs systems frequently favor harmony over honesty. But we must remember that harmony devoid of justice is merely an illusion of peace. True love actively confronts injustice. It refuses to abandon others to suffering or harm. Ancient theology insisted on the inherent dangers of love. Love is not a safe haven. It leads us into the very heart of suffering. It involves risking misunderstanding and willingly exhausting oneself for others. In contrast, contemporary attitudes often celebrate love, in theory, while maintaining practical distance. We may speak of compassion while shunning direct engagement, extol generosity while safeguarding our excesses, and preach about mercy while keeping a comfortable physical and emotional distance. The scriptures reject the notion of love remaining theoretical. If you see your brother in need and close your heart, the text challenges, how does God's love abide in you? This inquiry isn't merely rhetorical. It serves as a profound judgment. A love that costs nothing ultimately reveals nothing substantial. When love is prioritized solely for the sake of comfort, it devolves into self-protection rather than genuine altruism. Thus we arrive at a penetrating truth. A faith that only loves when it is comfortable has strayed from the cross-shaped path of true love. Ancient believers understood love as a directive issued by divine command, not merely an inclination. In contrast, modern iterations of belief often frame love as a soft, comfortable sentiment that aligns with personal ease. However, a love that truly transforms invariably incurs tangible costs, sacrifices made from the depths of the self. So together tonight, we confront an uncomfortable yet vital question, one that ancient theology would press upon contemporaries' faith without mercy. If your love never disrupts your comfort, your daily schedule, or your sense of security, who exactly are you truly loving? Thank you for joining us for this episode of Dark Truths, Religion Uncovered. We invite you to share your reflections below. Have we allowed love to be reduced to just a sentimental notion? Or does it still call us to sacrifice when it matters most?